48 teams, 3 nations, 1 trophy. In 2026, football did something it has never done before in its 100-year history. And right now, you're about to find out if it was the smartest decision the sport ever made, or the most dangerous one. Because somewhere between the billions of dollars and the billions of fans, something got lost. And by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly what that was. Rewind 1930, Uruguay. 13 teams, no qualifying tournament. Some countries didn't even bother showing up. The trip across the Atlantic took too long, and most of Europe stayed home. That was the World Cup's first breath. Small, fragile, almost forgettable for decades. It stayed that way. 16 teams became the standard. Then in 1982, it grew to 24. In 1998, France pushed it to 32, a number that felt massive at the time. For 28 years, 32 teams was the World Cup. It was tight, it was brutal, every single match meant something, and then in 2026 FIFA tore that number apart. Here's the official story. FIFA President Gianni Infantino was elected on a promise to expand the World Cup. He wanted more countries at the table, more nations with a real shot at glory, not just the same 15 powerhouses fighting over the trophy every 4 years. On paper, it's a good story, a noble one even. But here's the rehook, because the real reason runs deeper than passion for the game. FIFA itself projected this expansion would generate roughly $1 billion in additional revenue and hundreds of millions in extra profit. That's not a guess. That's their own internal math. More teams means more matches. More matches means more broadcast windows, more sponsorship slots, more tickets sold, more merchandise moving across those borders. The format ballooned from 64 matches to 104, 40 more games than any World Cup in history. Think about that. 40 additional matches, 40 additional broadcast paydays, 40 additional reasons for FIFA's partners to write bigger checks. The tournament now stretches across 39 days, a full week longer than tournaments fans grew up watching. This wasn't just about inclusion, this was about scale. And scale in modern football means money. Now here's where it gets complicated. Hosting this tournament fell to 3 countries: the United States, Mexico, and Canada, because no single nation could handle the infrastructure alone anymore. 16 host cities, 11 in the US, 3 in Mexico, 2 in Canada. That's not a tournament, that's a continental operation. And the politics didn't stop at logistics. In the lead up to the tournament, travel bans tied to certain countries created real uncertainty for fans trying to attend, with restrictions later expanding to cover additional qualified nations. By May 2026, all 3 host nations had implemented entry restrictions tied to an Ebola outbreak, adding another layer of tension before a single ball was kicked. Even a player's path to the tournament wasn't guaranteed. One Ghanaian player was denied entry into Canada over criminal charges filed against him in the UK, a reminder that this World Cup wasn't just a sporting event, it was a geopolitical minefield wearing a jersey. And then there's the format fight. FIFA originally planned 16 groups of 3 teams, but critics warned this opened the door to collusion. 2 teams in a final match could simply agree on a result that sent them both through, eliminating a rival without ever needing extra time. FIFA even considered using penalty shootouts to force decisive results, but that created a new problem. Teams could deliberately lose shootouts to manipulate who they'd face next. So in 2023, FIFA scrapped the plan entirely and rebuilt it. 12 groups of 4 became the final format, safer, fairer, but still unlike anything football had ever seen. This is the part most fans never hear about. The World Cup you're watching wasn't designed once. It was redesigned under pressure, after FIFA's own experts realized their first plan could be gamed. Every gamble has winners, and every gamble has losers. Let's start with the winners. CONCACAF, the confederation covering North and Central America, was set to receive 6 automatic qualifying slots, the largest expansion of any region tied to host nations. Asia and Africa saw a massive increase in available slots compared to every previous tournament. For the first time in World Cup history, every single one of FIFA's 6 confederations had a guaranteed berth, including Oceania, a region that had never had a guaranteed seat at the table. That's why New Zealand is in this tournament. That's why nations like Cape Verde, Curacao, Jordan, and Uzbekistan are making their World Cup debut, 4 countries that have never tasted this stage before in their entire history. For these nations, this expansion isn't politics, it isn't money, it's the single greatest moment in their football history. Now, the losers. Player unions pushed back hard against the increased workload, warning that cramming more matches into a longer tournament puts player health on the line. Smaller, traditional football nations, the ones who used to fight tooth and nail just to qualify for 32 spots, now watch as that exclusivity disappears. The badge of World Cup Nation means something different now. It's not as rare, and purists, the fans who grew up on the tension of every single group match mattering, now watch a format where 32 of 48 teams advanced past the group stage. Read that again. 2/3 of every team in the tournament makes it through. That changes everything about what desperation looks like on the pitch. Here's the uncomfortable question nobody at FIFA wants to answer on camera. If almost every team advances out of the group stage, does the group stage even matter anymore? For decades, the World Cup's magic was its brutality. One bad result, and you were gone. No mercy, no second chances. That fear, that desperation, is what created some of the greatest moments in football history. Now, with 2/3 of the field guaranteed to survive, some of that desperation evaporates. But here's the other side of the argument, and it's worth sitting with. More teams mean more stories, more cultures, more cities, more chances for an underdog nation to catch fire at exactly the right moment. A team like Cape Verde, population under 600,000 people, standing on the same pitch as Brazil and Argentina. That doesn't happen in a 32-team world. That's only possible because FIFA gambled on scale. So is this the death of tradition? Or is this football finally becoming what it always claimed to be? A truly global game, not just a tournament for the usual 15 nations who've dominated it for a century. The answer probably isn't one or the other. It's both. At the exact same time. So here's where we land. This tournament will likely never shrink back to 32 teams. FIFA's own financial projections made that clear from the start. This was never just about football. It was about turning the World Cup into the most valuable sporting product on the planet. A record $50 million prize now awaits the eventual champion, proof of exactly how much bigger this entire ecosystem has become. But the soul of the tournament, the desperation, the brutality, the sense that one mistake could end everything, that's the part FIFA will have to fight to protect going forward. Because a World Cup that's too easy to qualify for stops feeling like the World Cup at all. 2026 was the gamble. History will decide if it paid off.